There's just so much.
Before we had a flag and we had it so it was positioned above the tent so it would be in the camp. And they just moved.
What was that?
God! He just got shot! Holy Holy
there have been in America over the last few years. Counting, not counting gang violence. Great.
So I was about 15 to 20 feet away from him, standing kind of towards the right direction of the booth where Charlie was. Basically, I just heard a shot, and I saw him falling towards the left.
The shot came from here on campus, from a location at a third, potentially from a roof, yes. A longer distance shot from a roof.
Yeah. You think he'd already be in place? You would think that. So there's somebody on the roof right there? Just saying?
Spiritual battle is coming to the West, and the enemies are wokeism or Marxism combining with Islamism to go after what we call the American way of life.
He fought for liberty, democracy, justice, and the American people. He's a martyr for truth and freedom.
I'm just going to state the obvious here. This is detestable, what's happened. Political violence has become all too common in American society, and this is not who we are.
Survive. And under Kamala Harris, she has said the Children's Pregnancy Resource Center, where we allow the massacre of the baby. I don't think the place exists.
What?
Because it doesn't. It's called Judea and Samaria. It's not called Palestine.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to your boy, the Sean Davey Way Show. Please hit that like and subscribe on the way in and tap that bell if you would like to be notified of all of our future content. Today, I bring you a video on surviving conspiracies. Recently on TikTok has been taken over by Charlie Kirk's unfortunate passing. Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. What happened, why it happened, and who did it. Knowing Sean Davey Way and over here at the Sean Davey Way Show, I am not one to believe any conspiracy that I hear, but I am all ears for things that either don't add up, don't make sense, or by the eye, what we can see is not what is being told to us. That is enough for me to not jump down the rabbit hole, but see why people are traveling down said rabbit hole. Over on TikTok, the unfortunate unaliving of Charlie Kirk has everyone spinning down that rabbit hole. There are conspiracies from him not passing, he's still alive. There's conspiracies stating that the alleged assassin is not the real assassin. There's conspiracies of a book writer that wrote of Charlie's passing a day before it even happened. So was this planned? It, from the jump to me, sound like an inside job. We saw the nudges from the security that was around Charlie and whatnot. So we're going to break a little bit of that down and listen to a lot of people that have done some up close research on what happened that day to Charlie Kirk. Was he assassinated, an unfortunate accident, or still alive? Let's get into that. Trigger warning, we're not going to show Charlie passing away. Again, I think that is just frowned upon to even do, to show someone losing their life, but we will be showing the moments up to it. You won't see anything graphic enough to make you like queasy or anything like that. This person that put this video together was just trying to give you a real idea of his theory. So again, trigger warning, this is not the actual unaliving, but there is, you know, a pretty close, but not all the way. You know what I mean? So just if you're queasy, this isn't any blood or anything like that, but it is the situation itself, and that could be traumatic enough. So viewer warning and viewer discretion advised.
Kirk was shot and killed yesterday. But if that's the case, why is the footage altered with Photoshop and/or AI? I've slowed it right down in this video so you can see. And why was Donald Trump's speech about it also made with AI? What's going on? As you know, I don't do politics here. However, even a child knows that
you just can't go around killing people.
Let's start with the footage of the shooting incident. There's a few points of interest here. Notice this black item on the shirt. Some say it's a crease in the shirt. We'll come back to that. First, watch his head and hair. Now watch the word freedom on his t-shirt. Why does it glitch like that, and where did the letter F go? Now let's come back to that black item on the shirt. My original was taken down for graphic content as I showed this move and hit his neck, but I can't show it again. But please go and watch the footage yourself and see. Now watch his wedding ring. On the appropriate finger, then suddenly it's moved to his pinky finger. If this event happened, as they say, why all this? Now let's look at Trump's speech. This is not Trump, it's an animated photo of him. Look at the hands. Look how his body doesn't move. Watch the mouth as the words come out. I can't show too much for copyright reasons, but please go watch it. Why wouldn't he come out for real to talk about his friend's tragic death? Is the world really all just a stage?
I note again, rest in peace to Charlie. I'm not going to say what was underneath Charlie's shirt had anything to do with his unaliving. It could have simply been a cord that was attached to a microphone. He was at an event where he was doing a lot of speaking and being asked a lot of questions and on and off the stage. So that could have been an offset mic too, or off stage mic as well, to where when people asked him questions, he already had something to magnify or amplify his voice. But I would love to hear what you think. Do you think that that was any way connected? His shirt that stated freedom, the F being removed from the shirt, it could have been from the friction of his body, how the body jolts. On camera, things do look a little different. So it could be simply just that, or someone could have used the AI and tweaked it. I don't know. I would love to hear what you think, but that is, again, weird. That is kind of odd that these things are happening. A third thing that I noticed as well as the other viewers and content creators is that his ring finger switched from his ring to his pinky. I was extremely confused by that, because how does the ring just float off one finger to the next? That doesn't happen. You have to switch. It has to come off one finger in order to go on to the next. So, and wow, I would have never noticed that. So again, that's very clever to even see. Most people would completely overlook that characteristic in the video, and some people looked right at it. And again, it is a good sighting, because it does, the people that do have questions and feel like something was just off because the whole day feels off still, that helps their mind to make them feel like they're not crazy, you know? Sometimes you can have thoughts or see something and other people aren't pointing it out and feel like, hey, am I crazy, or is this happening, you know? And I think these little discrepancies in the video definitely pointed that out to the people that may have felt that they were losing it, you know, as an expression. There's also a huge conspiracy online about the bodyguards. One of the bodyguards was the same bodyguard that was with Trump during his rally when someone tried to unalive him there. And this is the same bodyguard that was with Charlie Kirk that day. Now, it would make sense to me for Charlie to have this bodyguard because he is close to Trump. Charlie and Trump had a decent relationship. Charlie completely supported Trump, and they attended a lot of the same meetings, and it was around some of the same people. So again, it's not foreign for people to trade bodyguards or switch bodyguards, or the bodyguards to have more than one client. So for Trump to be his friend, it makes sense Trump be like, hey, I heard you're looking for security. This guy has been with me for you know. And Charlie was just like, sure, you know. So to me, I believe that's how the relationship may have started, which makes me understand the conspiracy and why people feel that he may have had something to do with it. Because again, he was one of the same people there the day that a person tried to take out Trump. So with him being there for Charlie and somebody takes Charlie out, who knows? And the odd body language that people saw between the two bodyguards that were there in protection of Charlie while Charlie was on stage. Let's get into that and what the conspiracy is about this.
Absolutely. And I don't want to believe that Charlie Kirk's death is a conspiracy. However, I'm already seeing too many things that's making me question everything. Go back and watch the video. We've all seen it. The number one thing that is bugging me out is he had this little black mark right here, just hanging out on his shirt. And all of a sudden, right before the shot, it moves. I thought it was the bullet or something, but it's on his shirt. It literally moves. That's number one. Number two, signaling of the security guard to his back right. Right before it happens, the security guard signals something with his arms. Go back, you can see that too. There's too many things that aren't adding up.
One more thing. In America over the last 10 years.
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Great. How many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Great.
We talking about the Charlie Kirk shooting. But what's crazy is the stuff they caught before the shooting happened, y'all. I don't know, y'all. It's a lot of little weird shit going around. What people are saying and shit. So I'm pretty sure everybody saw the shooting, right? And if you did, you seen this man right here. Before the shooting even happened, you seen this man do some weird ass movements, y'all. Movements that's not normal. And also, y'all, it's another dude that had a white cap on that did some weird shit too. He's holding the phone, and then you see him grab his hat and go like that. Then, a couple seconds later, you see him do some little shit with his arm, and then all you hear is pow. Look, y'all, look. He did the hat shit, did this. Now watch him. And right soon he did that, that's when the shot said pow. Another thing people was talking about is this ring situation. I still don't know how it happened, but it happened. I watched so many different angles, and it's true. This man's ring went from right here to the pinky after he was shot. That shit's crazy, fool. How do that happen? Somebody explain. Then they are saying the dude that I just said that did the weird movement is the same dude that was there when Donald Trump allegedly got his ear shot. Somebody let me know. Are those the same people? Then we go to the alleged shooter. I think this is the third person they are saying is the shooter. They said he was a college person, y'all. He don't look like he in college to me. He could be, but it don't look like that to me. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think he's in college? He looked like one of them sharpshooters if you ask me. You know them little sharpshooters that be in the military and shit? That's what he looked like. But I could be wrong. I don't know, y'all. It's just a lot of things that's surrounding this that's just feel off. Y'all let me know what y'all think.
So the TikTok conspiracy is that his own people that was with him gave the signal and the sign for the assassin to take Charlie Kirk out. Now, was that true? I don't know. But do I believe it? Yes. And the reason I say that I do is because that energy is so weird. If they would have made those signs and those notions prior and gestures prior to him being pow-powed, meaning they did these gestures and then like 10 minutes later he was taken out or something like that, then I would be like, okay, yeah, maybe that's a coincidence. Maybe they were signaling for something else. But for those signals and gestures to happen and that man to be unalived seconds after, not even 2-3 seconds past, and then boom, you know, I do feel that there is something sinister here. I do think there's more at play. And I don't believe that the people on the stage with him had nothing to do with it. They were out of the way. He had a clear shot. And the only two people that were pretty much blocking him, Charlie, from being unalived was these two bodyguards. So they gave the signal, and I believe those signals were that we're in the clear, like you should be good, go ahead, take him out. And he was. So what do you think? Let me know what you think in the comments. But I do believe that. I do believe that the security had something to do with it. In my honest opinion, I do believe. So that's just too big of a coincidence for me to just think that those nudges just happened and then boom, no more Charlie. Like, yeah, no. Then we drift into another conspiracy, which would be Tyler, the man, the 22-year-old that was caught and apprehended after his father turned him in, after his father allegedly recognized him from the photos that were being spread worldwide. And his son Tyler confessed. He held him down till the police got there to apprehend. The police got there, and this is where we are now. So no one believes that Tyler did this. On TikTok and online, there are so many people that have surfaced with that photo that was taken from the surveillance after the person came down from the building. The assassin came down from the roof, and it was stated that he was supposed to be in like college or high school to college age. The person that was taking the still photos of, they state was military, much older, not in high school nor college. So let me know what you think, but let's get into that. A few different people have came forward, put the pictures up, put them next to each other, and it's not giving that Tyler did it, but
Care about yourself,
Who said I was
not
a
about the
leftist?
other people.
Who said I was a leftist?
I don't know about you guys, but I find this a little bit creepy. So the same guy they're claiming that is a suspect of killing Charlie Kirk is seen here debating Charlie Kirk a few months ago. What do you guys think? Is the same guy? Let me know in the comment section. Stay blessed. God loves you. Amen.
So this is going to sound weird, but out of my friend group, I'm known as the face recognizer, because when we're watching movies, I always be like, that guy was from this movie 10 years ago, he was from this movie, and I do it so consistently, and my friends are like, I don't think so, they look it up, and it's true. Now, I look at these photos here, and I know it's not the same lighting and pixels and everything, but the guy on the left with the glasses is not Tyler, okay? These are two different people here. The mouth is different. The chin is different. The face is shaped different. The nose is sharp on the left. His nose is sharp. His lips are different. I mean, come on. I mean, he even has a Michael Jackson chin, and this one almost has that chin, but he doesn't. There are two different people here. I just wish, I mean, I'm sure the FBI knows some stuff already. I don't know if this is the suspect or the real assassin. Guys, let me know in the comments. Do you agree with me? Do you think I'm wrong?
What do you think? Do you think that law enforcement, that FBI has the right person, which is Tyler? Or do you think that they need to go back to the drawing board again? There was multiple people that were arrested. There was an older gentleman that ran off and stated that he did it, and they arrested him originally, and then they released him at the police department once they realized that he was not telling the truth, that it was not him. And then there was another man on camp that was arrested, that was on campus, and they released him as well. And then finally, Tyler's father called law enforcement to say that his son confessed, and they brought him in. So Tyler is the third person that has been arrested for this crime. So this just gets stickier and stickier. But what we don't have is a motive. What would have been the motive for Tyler to do this to Charlie? Let's go.
It might explain everything. So here's what we just learned, and honestly, it changes everything. Tyler Robinson, the man responsible for ending Charlie Kirk's life, was not just some random loner. He was actually living with a transgender person, someone transitioning from male to female. FBI officials even say that they were romantically involved. That partner is now talking to investigators, and authorities believe that this relationship might be one of the biggest keys to understanding why this happened. Think about that for a second. Charlie Kirk has been one of the loudest voices when it comes to gender identity, trans issues, and now the man accused of taking his life lives with a transgender person that they live with those opinions every single day. Investigators are looking at everything: text messages between Tyler Robinson and his partner, messages, and if his partner knew about the incident and what Tyler Robinson was about to do to Charlie Kirk. His father is the one who turned him in, and FBI has the weapon, the casings, and everything except a clear motive, and Tyler Robinson is not talking to them yet. And this is why people are paying so much attention. This is not just a political case because this man did not enjoy what Charlie Kirk was talking about. What Charlie Kirk talked about directly influenced Tyler Robinson's romantic relationships. And honestly, we're probably just scratching the surface. In the next few days of what the FBI uncovers, it's probably going to tell us all.
But I'm gathering it is true that Tyler was dating a trans girl. And his neighbor came forward and did a report, an interview with local news. And he stated the same thing, that the day he saw him pull off in the same black Charger that they said he was driving that day, he was with a trans girl and that he saw them kiss. Let's get into that.
Who's walking with him?
Were they holding hands?
Yeah, they were. So, yeah, they drove off in his car, the Dodge Challenger.
The time you saw them or this week?
It was about the time I saw them. So
Okay, how long ago was that?
I would say about 2 weeks ago.
And so they looked like they were a couple?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was dressed all in black?
Yeah, definitely.
And you thought he was weird?
Yeah, I definitely, yeah.
What was weird about him?
Just the way he walked and just the way I've seen him. I've never seen really anybody dressed all in black with a mask on, and I thought that was just quite weird. I would have tried to stop him if I knew it was him, like before. I definitely do not like the fact that he was living close to me, especially.
In my honest opinion, I don't believe that Tyler, if he did this, took Charlie out due to trans issues. Because if you think about it, him taking Charlie's life, what does that solve? Trans issues are still going to be here. Charlie is not in a place in politics to where he is making bills passed, or he's presidential, or he's part of Senate or the Congress. He's not there yet. He's on his way. He was definitely on his way, but he was not there yet. So taking him out for the trans cause does what? When most trans people, again, they may not have agreed with his ideology and his thought process and his views, but it's not enough to take him out because, again, what does that solve? So I don't believe that Tyler took him out due to trans rights and things in that nature. I don't believe that. Tyler had too much in common with Charlie to unalive him for anything political because, again, they both had a lot of the same viewpoints and celebrated and supported the same ideologies. So I just don't see that being the reason. I would believe something personal versus that. When it comes to the trans situation, I don't think that it was big enough for the simple fact of he didn't even tell anybody that he was dating a trans girl. He wasn't LGBTQ. He wasn't pro anything, Rainbow Coalition or anything like that. He was pretty much an introvert, very smart, didn't have many friends, stuff like that. So when it comes to social status, I don't think that he would have wanted to become a martyr for the trans community or anything like that. Like, no, I think that they may not even have the right person because as of now, he still hasn't even said anything to the FBI. So the FBI still to this day have no motive in why this happened to Charlie and why Tyler may have been the one to do it to him, because it still just doesn't add up and it doesn't make any sense. The internet, especially TikTok, have their own reasons into why they feel that this happened. And they don't feel that it was something as if a 22-year-old boy got upset with Charlie and decided to plan an execution of him. No, not at all. They feel that Charlie was taken out. They feel that this was a bigger plan by bigger people to make sure that Charlie did not leave that event breathing. And there's many conspiracies and reasons why. Some feel that he asked too many of the right questions when it came to our government. And some feel that it was exposing a lot of the people in government to get a lot of the old out and in with the new. You know, Charlie's much younger than a lot of the people that are in Congress and Senate, and by exposing a lot of these people by law would get rid of them so that they could get more so like a fresh crop in. So a lot of the congressmen, senators, even maybe the president may have felt very, very intimidated by someone like Charlie coming through with all these huge, new and bright ideas. And people don't like new. They don't like change. And that is what Charlie was coming in to do. So Charlie had a big voice, and he used that voice to push it so that those Epstein files could come out. Because again, like I stated before, a lot of people on those client lists have everything to do with a lot of the Congress, Senate, even presidents, ex-presidents, as of the president we have right now, may be on that list. So this is a way of getting a lot of them incarcerated and held to the fire and brought to justice. So that means that they will be leaving like the White House on and so forth. So those Epstein files affect a lot of people, and Charlie knew that it did. That's why he was on it and really wanted those files to get out. So let's check on Charlie checking on those Epstein files.
Is one release of the Epstein files. Do you think it was more of a PR stunt with Pam Bondi because she just got into office?
We as the American people deserve to have every Epstein file released with no redactions whatsoever, period.
Right.
And so yesterday, I don't want to comment because a lot of these people are my friends, but they got to make it right. And we, the American people, ran on transparency. We deserve to see the entire client list.
Yeah.
Every document the government has regarding the Epstein files, we, the American people, should have on an easy-to-access website immediately in a very, very quick fashion. I'm pushing for that both privately and publicly, just so you know.
Yeah.
Secondly, there probably are a lot of destroyed documents. I think that's probably the issue. I can say with almost 100% certainty that Trump was not on the flight logs. But as far as the client list, that very specific thing, I don't know if it still exists. I'm worried that was actually deleted, destroyed or disappeared. But look, statute of limitations for child sex trafficking goes
Do you
for
believe that they could have been altered before they came out? And do you believe that the high-profile people that are in the files will actually be held accountable? Because I don't believe that they
I'm going to
will.
do a quick answer because I answered it earlier. The administration's got to make it right. We deserve to have every single file released, unredacted, as President Trump signed the executive order. I'm cynical, though, that we're going to get everybody on the client list. I'm afraid it's all been destroyed. But this is one of the great cover-ups. We don't know how involved our own government was involved with Jeffrey Epstein. Foreign governments were involved with Jeffrey Epstein. We have a moral right to learn about it, and the administration's got to.
Then all of a sudden, Charlie decides, as you see how passionate he was about getting those files to the American public. And then all of a sudden, he is over it. He's not doing it anymore. He's not pursuing the Epstein files anymore. I wonder what changed. Let's get into that.
Administration, I'm going to honestly, I'm done talking about Epstein for the time being. I'm going to trust my friends in the administration. I'm going to trust my friends in the government to do what needs to be done, solve it, balls in their hands. I've said plenty this last weekend.
So for a little while, Charlie did not speak of Epstein and also avoided any Epstein file questions. But he was still passionate about making sure that those Epstein files came. This is what happened 2 days before Charlie was unalived.
I think the DOJ should immediately move to unseal all the Epstein documents in the Southern District of New York.
Yeah. Everything. Everything except child sexual assault material.
I think every file should be released to the public the same way as the JFK files.
Now all of a sudden, Charlie's gone. And the Epstein files are still protected. No one has the information that we need besides the files that have been put out there, which a lot of information has been redacted and or destroyed. So it's not real. It's not us getting something authentic. It's us getting something that has been tampered with. Interestingly enough, the conspiracy gets even deeper. September 9th, the day before Charlie was unalived, there was a book written about his passing, about him being unalived, how it happened, the events that happened throughout the day. I bull you not. Like, this is real. This was done and published one day before the incident occurred. Now, is this Anastasia, which is the writer of this book, is she psychic, or was this planned?
Charlie Kirk's death keep getting stranger and stranger. There are screenshots circulating that a book was released on Charlie Kirk's death the day before it happened. It is clearly shown in screenshots that this book was listed on September 9th. Charlie Kirk's event was on September 10th. And the details and controversy around this get even crazier because there were concerns of this being AI generated, so I decided to do my own research. For starters, An Amazon spokesperson came out and said that these books were AI generated, which is possible. But then they also said that the September 9th date was a technical glitch. And in case you're unaware, no, AI cannot predict the future. All of this seems very strange given the data set that we have. I will be talking more in depth on this in my podcast that I will be releasing on Monday. But until then, what do you think? Is this an AI glitch, or is there something bigger at play?
It's already available on Amazon, and people are noticing that the publication date was September 9th, the day before the shooting. So how does this happen? How do you have a book that's already published the day before something happens, especially something traumatic like shooting? Now, this item has been removed from Amazon, but you can still go to this link. People have archived the link and it still works. So the book was written by an Anastasia J. Casey, and no one knows anything about this woman. So people are thinking this is an AI-generated book, a pseudonym, even just an AI-generated persona. So I asked Grok, how long does it take to actually publish a book on Amazon? They said the fastest they could do it was 1 to 3 days. 1 to 3 days! So how did they get a book published the day before the shooting happened? Here's the rest of Grok's explanation on the early publication date. This book about the Charlie Kirk,
which was very unfortunate, and we know that it occurred September 10th, 12:23 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Can someone tell me who Anastasia J. Casey is? This author who supposedly published a book called The Shooting of Charlie Kirk, and it was published on September 9th, 2025. Can someone explain to me how can you publish a book the day before the event actually happened? It even gives full details as to what transpired throughout the day. This has been since taken down since a lot of people had realized that this had been published. And this screams inside.
Side note, so even if an AI wrote this book, how was the AI writing a day before it happens? How? How is it possible that an AI could go into that much detail about the day and the event that transpired, even the aftermath of said event? The book named everybody, but who did it? Let's keep it real. The book listed everyone but Tyler. Yes, they have removed the book, but the link to the book is still out there. And if you go on places like Reddit and on X, you can still read inserts from the book. So again, how did this get out there? And Amazon nor Google has done a good job explaining, even if the book came out early, even if the book had a publishing typo of the date, how did they have all of this information prior to September 10th? It's not like the book was published on September 10th and then accidentally placed on the 9th. So in the date where it's written, it says September 9th instead of September 10th. Now, that is an honest mistake, but that's not what happened. The book was literally published and ready to buy on the 9th of September. How do you explain that? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. There's literally no way of doctoring that up, although Google and Amazon has tried to do so, even removing the book stating that it was an honest mistake. That is not a mistake. If the book wasn't written on the 9th, then it was written on the 8th, or it was written on the 7th, or it was written on the 6th. What it wasn't was written after the 10th. It was published beforehand. Published means the book is done. And that happened on the 9th. So as of the 9th, the book was ready to purchase, not on the 10th. So either way it goes, Google and Amazon knew something about what's going to happen to Kirk before the rest of the world did. To put it in layman's terms, the book shouldn't have came out before September 11th. That book should not have come out, even with an AI writing it. And AI is not a human, so it can just write and write and write and write and write. Humans need break, we need sleep, we need food, we need water, etc. But a computer a robot can just go on and on and on and on and. So yeah, they can write a book quickly. But this book coming out before the 10th It's crazy work. And it shouldn't have even came out on the 10th because you don't even have all of the information. You don't even have enough information to come forward and say what happened when everyone is still putting the pieces together. So how do you have a book that detailed, ready to go before September at least 11th? How? You already knew. Let's move on. There's also a conspiracy online that Charlie Kirk didn't pass away due to the fake gadgets and whatnot that was underneath his shirt. People said that they were trying to make it look like he was taken out and unalived, but he really wasn't. And then we had his wife come forward, which didn't necessarily help. So let's get into what she said while she was on the podium giving a speech about her husband that had everyone puzzled.
And I talked to her when I got home last night. Gigi, our daughter, just ran into my arms.
It honestly could have been a simple mistake. The woman is grieving. She's going through a lot. Her children just lost their father. She just lost her husband. But her saying we embraced our child could have been a simple mistake. She did just say the word our before, meaning she was saying our daughter. And then when she was saying our, maybe she just got like tongue-tied or just was really nervous and said our again. Or she could have been doing some bad acting and he was right there with her when their daughter came to embrace. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think that he's still alive? Do you think that Tyler is the power? Do you think that Epstein files is the reason they took him out? Do you think he was taken out at all? There's so many questions, and I am here to let you know what's true and what's false. As of right now, we're just cracking Pandora's box open. I'll see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed. Until the next time, I love you all. Stay safe out there. Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. Bye.